All right, what's happening, guys? And we're live. We're back.
Yeah.
What's going on, my people?
Oh, shut
What up, G?
It's Black History Month, folks. We got to get the brothers together. Oh, no.
the brothers.
Well, what's good in the hood?
Oh, no.
So give it up, man. Oh, what?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Yeah, but what's going on, people? So we're gonna be talking about this guy.
Yeah, Mr. No Chance himself.
Well, after everything that's happened, he's not gonna have any chances anytime soon.
No chance at a jail cell. Maybe that's about it.
Yeah.
No chance now. You got no chance. No chance now.
And, you know, rightfully so, because everything that he's done, especially with this specific story.
Karma finally catching up to you, old ass.
I didn't do anything, Smart. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Those court documents say that.
I doubt Vince knows what the word smart is or he means.
Probably not.
Yeah, I have a feeling he didn't either, but you know. But yeah, you know, it's finally come for Vince to finally just be done with the company. And if it took TKO, you know, for them to finally actually get him to sign for basically his release.
Yep.
You know, they found a way to do it where Vince is no longer in charge, or you know, throwing his weight around and you know, making people do things that you know he would want them to do. That's finally no more.
Yep.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Yep.
Yes. Basically, basically the second time he's been outed by the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's funny about this is, like, I guess he thought he was clever, like when he sold the company to, you know, Endeavor and all, and they ultimately are his undoing, at least in this instance.
They thought he could sneak his way back to, you know, to WWE creators. Like, you thought I was gone, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It just goes to show you how much of a power control freak this dude is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always been that way. It's always been that way with him.
Mm-hmm.
Even when his father, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all seen the documentary of that. You know, where Vince, you know, he didn't want to work for anyone. He want people to work for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very much.
You know, obviously, you know, the same document that Wrestling Tucker was on, by the way.
Yay!
Yep. Yeah. Look at that Smart getting some clout from my name.
Yay!
Oh man,
it was great.
You know, Daniel's amazing. Is that these people were all butthurt that because they chose Wrestling Taco to be on there.
It is such great.
Oh my god! Why is that Smart there? Wow.
It's such poetic justice.
It's so funny that, you know, for all the criticism Otago's gotten, they actually decided to take his video, actually put in the document. That's
yes, that is great.
Yeah, like they know. They know.
They're saying they're watching. Yes.
He's gonna be Hollywood Otaku now.
Hollywood Otaku.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, he's gonna turn heel on the asylum. He's gonna start talking shit.
You know, speaking of which, you know, Hollywood, I think Hollywood needs to remove that Hollywood Walk of Fame of his man's name on there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. But you know what? But then again, you know, with all these Hollywood stars being outed, I mean, all these other, like, you know, that's a whole different topic, but at the same time, it's like,
Oh yeah.
well, all these other Hollywood celebrities, what they're getting outed for, and all this shit coming out, like all these famous actors that we've looked up to and stuff like that. It's just a crazy shit. Like you just wonder like who's innocent in fucking Hollywood. You know.
Mhm.
You never know.
Yeah, because like there's a whole bunch of freaking freaks and weirdos and freaking Hollyweird. That's why it's called Hollyweird.
Yep. Hollyweird.
Even and Vince is one of them, and
Yes, he is.
it just confuses me in a way how people with all this money doing stuff like this, like, isn't that enough? You would think.
Yeah.
You got all the money in the world.
To them, enough is not enough.
Yeah, I guess money isn't enough. I mean, I've always wondered that. Like people with money and you got everything you could ask for, and then you go and you do the dirtiest, foulest shit you can.
Yeah, there's some people that can handle it well, the money, and there's some that just, get these huge egos and they do some, really weird and, crazy stuff,
And the fun thing about money is that money is what really what did this man, because according to his NDAs, he violated that NDA to pay this Janel grant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just crazy, and the fact that this shit, and now with this situation, but the shit that happened in the 80s and the 90s, and Vince going to court and like winning all these cases and shit like that. Like he really thought that he was invincible.
And he had the best lawyer.
No pun intended.
And he had the best lawyer too, which probably he ends up no longer being part of it. Cause it makes you wonder if he knew anything about this too.
Yeah. And according to somebody else, a certain somebody's lawyer outed.
Yep.
And we'll get to that. But yeah, it's a crazy story. Like this lady, she basically, lost her family and it didn't have nothing. Basically, it wasn't going anywhere. And this piece of garbage took it upon himself to basically use her for own personal gain in a way, for his own enjoyment. Took a vulnerable female, and decided to just do a whole bunch of stuff, when it involves shitting on her and fucking sending piss videos and stuff like that. Like,
What?
Yeah.
That was, like, I actually didn't hear that part. I just heard about the freaking sex toys and him naming them after wrestlers. I didn't hear about the freaking pissing and
Oh yeah, it was in the text message. Was it text message or it was in the report or whatever?
I must have missed that. I'm kind of glad I missed it because that's disgusting, bro. Like, what?
Yeah,
I mean that's freaky too. The fact that he actually named sex toy objects.
Because I remember off here, like I made a joke, like like if you had like a big black dildo, it was like you know what I call this one? I call it the Rock.
Oh, probably does have one named after the Rock.
Yeah, it's like that's weird, bro. Like it's weird. Like it's weird.
Oh God.
Yeah, Robert gets it.
I mean, people have like fetishes or whatever, but I was just never a fan of like those toilet fetishes, like pissing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I never got that. I will never understand it. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that even started in the first place when they when it comes to porn.
Yeah, I don't see how anyone can get turned on by that, but I don't know.
Yes.
And the thing is, I don't know how Vince gets off on that type of way. But then again, it's just Vince we're talking about here. The same Vince that wanted the same Vince that wanted to do See No Evil, where Kane's cock will be 3 feet, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
3 foot cock.
3
Yeah.
foot cock. Yes.
You know what? He probably named a freaking sex toy after Kane too.
Oh god, he probably did.
Oh, you sick freak. I mean, you gotta remember this is. Go ahead.
And don't get me started with what he wanted to do with the ultimate Stephen McMahon.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah. I think Shane was also going to get involved in that too, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to do a freaking. He wanted to do a freaking incest story. I was like, Jesus.
That's so disgusting, bro.
Yeah. He wanted to do where it was Shane and then what one with himself.
Like what? Like yo, that is so weird. That like, cause you imagine like, hey, Shane, Stephanie, I got a cool idea for a storyline. We're gonna figure out who the baby is for Stephanie, and it's gonna turn out to be you, Shane. Like what?
Oh my god.
What did you say that?
I could just imagine how that conversation went.
I did, man. I didn't want to. I wouldn't, man. I couldn't be freaking Stephanie or Shane. Like just hearing that, like what?
Yeah, just imagine that like your own father is suggesting for your own kids or for his own kids to do something like that. I don't know. It's just that's weird, bro.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
If y'all remember when Paul Burchill and Katie Lee Burchill were in WWE, they wanted to do something like that. Something similar.
Yeah, I sensed that by the way when I remember that story when they did that. I'm like, I sensed something what it was going to do, but thank God they didn't go all the way with that.
Yeah. So you kind of know Vince is leaning in that direction just based on that.
Okay, he must be watching too much porn, because porn does that too, by the way.
Yes.
You know, nice me that you say that because remember, like I think we talked about Gail Kim one time, and he wasn't gonna push Gail Kim, right? But I think it was JR that showed Vince like Asian porn, and that's pretty much what convinced him to push Gail Kim in WWE.
Because Gail Kim did do porn before she got into the business.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, man, Vince, like yo, I don't know what goes in Vince's mind, but
a lot of nothing.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, he took advantage of this woman, and there are screenshots of text messages. How many pages, by the way?
I think they said like 64 or 68, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's more than that. Okay.
Yeah, 68 pages worth of sick,
It's freaking disgusting, bro.
I mean, it's right there. The proof is right there. Text messages.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen from Daylight NBC.
and yes, words that were used by Vince McMahon about what he was musing, pertains to the whole thing. And then you get someone like Val Venus on Twitter saying, that he don't see this man saying those things. Well, here's the thing: just because he's never said those things in front of you doesn't mean that that's what you say about what Vince McMahon didn't say on those things are not true.
Who said that?
Val Venus.
It's like people can hide their intentions. It's like
the same Val Venus that Vince McMahon gave him the porn star gimmick.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
But I guess he's not thinking about that, is he?
No, of course.
He probably calls his freaking sex with his freaking Val Venus.
Good.
But yeah, it's just, oh man, I don't know.
But yeah, 68 pages worth of nonsense, and and then you got all these people, basically. First of all, judging the fact that she even agreed to this, it's like, okay, you lose a bunch of shit in your life. You basically have nothing else, and somebody gives you an opportunity, like as if she knew what she was getting into, like before she even agreed to the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like if Vince upfront went to her and said, "Yeah, I'm going to give you some money, so if you let me shit on you," or yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think she's gonna second guess that.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is, with her coming into the company to work with Vince, she thinking maybe she should go work behind, what tends to an office, what tends to the business, and maybe what tends to, if she didn't know anything much about the business, she probably would have would have loved the business so much she could have maybe get a word out to those that come up for this company behind the scenes. They're really friendly. They treat it's like it's really like a family company that they're doing their thing. Right. It's something. And she could have been a fan of wrestling. Of all this, but after all that, she probably doesn't want anything to do with wrestling ever again.
Yeah. Especially experience like that.
What's up, Nick?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
All right.
Look at that.
Oh,
What the hell?
I remember that,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, this it's just this whole, I feel really bad for this this woman,
Yeah, I do.
and
too.
and
Very
the more
very beautiful woman.
yeah, like the more I think about this, like the more I just remember because I remember I remember Mr. Rick and Jay talked about it like this was like a few years ago when I think like when Vince McMahon said like don't let one bad experience ruin something for like Ashley. You remember that?
Yeah, and that's something we're gonna talk about too. And I got a lot to say about that.
Okay. But yeah, because I still remember that. It's like one bad experience, bro. Really? One bad experience.
Yeah.
So what?
I wouldn't be surprised if this man would have said this. We're talking about the Vince situation.
Oh, okay. So what exactly
Yeah,
happened with what exactly happened with all that though? Like, so I read like a little bit. Like, do you get in trouble for like trafficking somebody? Or
Sex trafficking. This Janelle Grant, who was 30. I think she started working for Vince at the age of 37 because now I think she's around her early 40s now.
Okay.
But yeah, it would a lot of shit that obviously it didn't come to light until 2022. But then but we didn't know who it was that pertains to laying this information out until obviously we started to learn a lot more from this year, and and then we started getting more details about it, because people say at the time, once this thing start coming out, it's going to get a lot worse once it does come out, and sure enough, we got that point.
Yep. Like the messages that came out, and just hearing the nasty stuff that Vince McMahon was sending,
Yeah.
freaking naming sex toys after freaking wrestlers, like,
oh jeez.
Yeah,
check out my Mantar.
Yeah, check out this big guy. I call it The Rock.
Oh gosh.
This one is Randy.
That's
Getting
the reason why it's called the
Viper.
Viper. That's the reason why it's called the Viper.
Hey, nothing you can say.
Oh no.
This is called
I-
the you can't see me.
Oh no.
You can't see me. No, I call it the chain gang soldier.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I call this the. You think you're untouchable?
You think you're untouchable?
Check out the sound of this big red machine.
Oh no!
Big red machine.
Oh man.
Oh,
Now, even though we're making light of this,
Look at this! Look at the size of this phenom.
Oh man.
I
Now,
call it the rock. I call it the rock bottom.
Oh, it just man.
now we're, we should be making light of this because it's not really funny, but at the same time,
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just funny that Vince McMahon actually like named sex toys
that's the
after a
thing.
wrestler.
That's the thing.
That's
he named these sex toys after a wrestler.
And you know what's funny? I remember someone like I saw like a post of someone actually making like a picture of like the sex toys like designed as like wrestlers. Like I think I saw one of Kane. It was like John Cena. Like it was just oh my goodness, bro. Like yo.
Nah, dude.
Dude, sick. Vince McMahon, you were a sick freak. Freak.
And this was all in 2018, right? When the situation happened.
2019.
2019. Oh yeah. Yeah. So let's think about this though. Like this was just a few years ago, right?
Yep.
Like this is 70-some-year-old Vince McMahon doing this shit. Like just imagine that. Like you know, not Vince from back in the day. You know, in the Ruthless Aggression era or Attitude era, or like this is an old ass man doing this shit.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like 70, bro. He's in the 70s. And he's doing stuff. It's like it's disgusting.
I'm guessing maybe 72, 73 around there, maybe.
Yeah, around that age. Yeah.
Like he's like 73 years old and like doing shit like this. It's like, you know, first of all, him being in the company at 70 at this point, you know, well,
and he got dementia.
Yeah, before he ultimately, you know, is gone.
Yeah.
This is how much of a control freak he is. Like he truly believed he was going to take control of the company. You know,
pretty much until he died.
Till the day he was dead.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty much his mentality. It really took. Go ahead.
It was like how John Moxley said, "This man's going to die in that chair."
Yeah.
Well, not anymore because he's gone.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
So much for that.
it took freaking WWE and UFC, you know, merger, you know, TKO to pretty much get him out of there.
Yeah.
So honestly, them purchasing the company actually pretty much saved it.
And they said that he was really gone from the first time they did. Well, I mean he was, but he was still in the weeds because remember that tweet from Ronda Rousey about Bruce Pritchard.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard is basically this man, tends to gain a phone call from him or Zoom calls, whatever, and to know what the book from here or there and all that. Basically, it's not it's not gonna be up to Vince, because it's gonna be up to Bruce, to pitch it into Triple H and Shawn Michaels, basically who works on who works on during those meetings. But same time, fuck Bruce Pritchard too.
But I love you.
Oh God.
Yeah, you know, with all this stuff that's come out with Vince and all, and all the years of all the stories of just how much, not just how much of a control freak he is, but how he was shown on television. With all these segments, with the whole Katie Vick stuff. That's just one example.
Yeah, it makes me wonder
Yeah.
Now that with that big kicks, that big story, especially what he did, the whole thing with Triple H and and just like Kane, makes
Yeah.
you wonder. I wonder if there really was a K victor that time, when this man was in high school.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Or if he saw some freaking video or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that going. You had miscarriages and giving birth to hands and
Oh, God.
Yeah. Actually, that was Vince Russo idea. I took that from him. What the hell?
And then you got the segments, with these women, right?
Yeah.
With Tori and Trish and
Yep.
Stacy and
Candice.
Sable. And
The one that sticks out to me is when Vince had Trish basically barking like a dog, more or less.
And when he made her like take off her clothes.
Yeah.
And you hear Paul Heyman say, "Take it off." And he was enjoying it. Like he was the guy who invented the yes chant. Like he was saying yes, yes.
This is you see from ECW.
and then you got Linda McMahon in the state that she was in, kayfabe.
Oh yeah, when she had like a comatose, and then freaking he'll be like Vince would be making out with freaking Trish in front of her, like
Trish and Stacy and
pretty much freaking Linda got cucked, like pretty much.
Might as well, pretty much.
Yeah, under her, or not in her control, she couldn't actually do anything about it, But
was one I remember like you remember like when freaking Sheldon Benjamin was in the locker room and then Trish came out in a towel.
Yeah.
And then Vince came out. Vince came out. It's like, the sexual overtones, the racial overtones. Excuse me. And then freaking Vince was like, "Well, Sheldon, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're an African American."
No.
African American men.
Like I don't look in the mirror every fucking day, motherfucker.
Clip for me.
African American men love
like Shelton doesn't know what race he is.
and African American men love Canadian white women with the nose mask.
What the fuck?
And then and like Sheldon was like, "You really need to lighten up." And then he would just keep going on and on. It's like until like Sheldon left, he's like, "Is he gone?"
Yeah.
And then freaking like Trish showed like her tits and got on top of Vince and they were trying to kiss, but the nose smash she had.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
Yeah, and he said, "Are you ready for some wrestling?" It had like the NFL like song too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Of course, you had the segment with Stacy where basically all
that segment. Before that segment, like before Stacy came out, I still remember like when this one guy came out, and I remember like, Taz like called him like Steve from freaking Blue's Clues. And then Vince told him, "Get the hell out of here! Get out of here!
Get the hell out of here! What the hell are you doing?"
I ain't gonna lie, that was actually funny, bro. He didn't even get a chance, dude.
Well, here's the thing with Vince. I don't know why he didn't give him a chance because remember the whole story that he told Scott Hall about his homosexual experience.
Oh no!
Oh yeah! Oh well, that is true. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that is true. It's just kind of funny, like with freaking Vince. So get the hell out! He didn't even get a chance to speak or nothing. He was like, "Just get the hell out of here!" I ain't gonna like that. They made me laugh. I'm like, damn.
But,
man.
But that's a good example there too. When it tends to talking brought up there, what tends to of interviewing these women. And minus that one guy, that businessman told him to get out.
He's like, "Get the hell out of here!"
That's basically what he was what's going on with him? With his whole Janel Grant.
Yeah.
Except one thing, he didn't have to interview anyone, he basically hire her to do what he had, because obviously he had a lot of money,
Yep.
more money than WWE was ever making, I mean during that time, they were not making money until after the pandemic, because after the pandemic they started making a lot more money, despite we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
And then you got the whole and this is where his ego got way out of fucking control. It was 2006, and I think you guys know where I'm going with this one.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole, it just proves even more, when he did the whole God.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna bring that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, storyline.
Where he think he and at this point he would think that he truly believes that he's above God.
McMahonism.
Yeah,
probably does.
I think all this stuff coming on, all these stories popping up about Vince. He truly believes he's invincible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though at WrestleMania where he was quote unquote praying.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like you, and you don't like me. Like what?
Oh, trust me, he doesn't like it. If there is a higher power, he doesn't like this.
Exactly.
And then they have fucking quote unquote match with him and Shawn against the McMahons.
No.
It was all just
He even gave God an entrance for the spotlight, and I think they play like like some funky music or something like.
Yeah, it's this was fucking stupid.
I've never seen that match. I'm like, I was wasn't sure how I would react to it. The whole thing with Shawn Michaels turn, is teaming up with God, and but there is no God there. It's just Shawn Michaels by himself.
That's a point. That's the point I'm talking about. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You probably say that was the point. There is no God. Wow.
And yeah, sure. And obviously, on that same year, Joyce Styles cut that pipe bomb promo, if you want to call it that. Of the whole thing when he talked about Vince McMahon he mocks God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he added in the "Oh my God, he mocked God."
Oh my God. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that fucking backstage segment with him and Candice Michelle.
Oh yeah, it's like
I think
it's like save this woman's breast or something.
there's a lot of that with those two.
Yeah, there was a lot of sense with those. I think even Candice actually recently defended those segments.
I think she did. Yeah.
I think
no surprise. No surprise because she needs to do porn too.
Yeah, she used to do porn, so I'm not. Honestly, it doesn't really affect me much. Also, I also saw Tori Wilson's interview. When she was pretty much talking about how sometimes whenever she have a bra and panties match or bikini contest, she would feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, she would. And I'm pretty sure she felt uncomfortable doing a segment with this man too. Remember when they first?
I'm sure she was uncomfortable with that. It's kind of weird. It's because if you would have saw some of those segments that she did, especially one with Sable, it's I kind of question, was she really uncomfortable? I don't know. Well, maybe again, it was sometimes. I don't know if it was all the time, but I think since it was mostly on house shows, she probably felt the most uncomfortable.
Probably. And remember the whole thing was Sable when she first was gone from the company. She was gone because she was going to file a lawsuit against them because she was sexually harassed. I wonder if it's man play who played into that whole thing.
Stephanie actually brought that up in a promo once.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
And the irony of Stephanie McMahon's chance to bring her, with her bringing that up too. The whole thing with Stephanie McMahon, is this man segment that resurfaced, where she talks about this man wanted Stephanie to work with all these businessmen. Basically the same thing will happen. What's happening with Janel Grant. And I like looking back at that, I see myself, is that what is Stephanie was trying to tell us on TV, or is that is that what this man did to her growing up? Because she started working in business in her teen. And I'm wondering, and I also wondering, even though I don't want to think this, but what if this whole thing with her and Montreal really did happen?
Oh yeah, I remember that whole thing.
Yeah,
I remember when I first heard that. I was just it kind of sounded random to me, like Macho Man and Stephanie. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird. You would think, after all these years, like all this stuff with who knows if that story's even true, but but and another interesting thing with Stephanie is like, well, before I get to Stephanie, with Shane, because originally Shane, he originally left.
Yep.
Yeah.
He couldn't stand this. He couldn't stand this shit anymore.
Yeah.
This back in 2009.
Yeah, and I remember he did an interview, I think, with Mick Foley. Like they were both talking, and Mick Foley was basically asking him about his departure originally, and they were both butting heads, when it came to certain things, and basically Shane's like, I'm gonna leave because I love him too much, for this to keep happening, and he didn't go into specific details about what particular, but I mean, people were making out like as if it was about like the direction and certain decisions on shows and whatnot, but maybe it was about that too,
Probably,
and Shane decided to, like, you know what, man, like I want out, and same with Steph,
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon, when Stephanie came, basically forced his way back in, she decided to resign.
Yep.
Yeah,
now, originally she was going to be gone, and they threw her under the bus.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the reasons was, but she was going to be gone either way. But then Vince McMahon retired, and she came back, and she ends up being the chairwoman. And then this man, he did what he did to force his way back in. She ends up leaving. Makes me wonder, did she, if she also knew anything of this too. But she couldn't say, she couldn't really say anything of it. Same thing. I feel like with Linda McMahon, because she there's news that she knew about. She knew what was going on, but she couldn't say anything either. I mean, I don't blame them, because the little man, is in the office, not for the business, but against the government. And Stephanie McMahon, and at the end of the day, Stephanie McMahon will always love her for her dad, but at the same time, hates her dad for being the man that he is, for doing these type of shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it just comes to a point where you just had enough, like, even from a loved one, it's like, no, man, like, this shit ain't right.
No.
And it also came to a point where Ashley McMahon doesn't want anything to do with his dad no more.
Yep.
Good on him for that.
Yeah, which brings me to her husband, the Game.
Game.
The
You know, because
game,
you know we
Time to play the game.
you know we all saw, you know, where Triple H was questioned about that whole ordeal, and Triple H, like, dude,
Yeah.
like you could tell, like, he was like, he didn't want to fucking even address the shit. Like, he was like looking up and down, and was like, well, you know,
and I get it.
yeah.
And yeah, I get it, because, you know, it was a really uncomfortable situation, you know, especially, you know, that's like that's your father-in-law, you know.
Yeah.
So I know that's probably like a really like uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, especially we want to talk about the Royal Rumble, you know, about
Yeah, especially when you talk about the Royal Rumble, you know.
even though it wasn't great, but they'll tell you it was great, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, but still, they want to talk about
wasn't bad either, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they want to talk about the Royal Rumble. They want to talk about, you know, some serious allegations that's, you know, going with Vince, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the weirdest part was like when they asked Cody about it. That one really confused me.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that one really that really confused me. Like, why you of all people, why are you asking Cody? Like, I get Cody's like the top guy pretty much, but still, like, why are you asking him?
Well, they say what gets me is like you people expect them to like give you a clear answer on that. Like, well, what are your thoughts on it? It's like, what the fuck do you think they're gonna say?
Like, what do you want them to say? Like,
what you can think? What, you gonna tell the truth? Like, come on now.
No, of course not.
no.
Yeah, there's probably some things they can't say. You know, and again, like I said, it's an uncomfortable situation. So, yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to, they could have went for the Twin Con route. Where, well, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about how great we did the show tonight.
Let's talk about All In.
It was about All In.
Even though it doesn't come to August, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, you know, 90 days from tonight. What was it? How many days from tonight?
9 days. 9 days.
9 days from tonight. Like, what?
9 days.
Get your tickets for All In, and you'll get it.
Yeah. And you know that and that's another problem. I know I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah.
You know, with the whole Vince McMahon thing going on, and you got all these people bringing up AEW and bringing up Tony Khan. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys are happy about it. Like, what the fuck? Like,
no one wants to be happy about this.
No.
We wish it didn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck? Like, what does Tony Khan have to do with this? I'm sure Tony Khan himself would be like, damn, like, what the fuck? That's
all it is deflection from these people. They just want so bad for AEW to be in the spotlight.
And people saying that, by the way, things that it's embarrassing to wrestling in general, because it's also embarrassing to us. For people to look at us. This is what you're a fan of, sense to someone like him in the business. It makes us look bad too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You know what happened like years ago with the whole Benoit situation. That pretty much put a bad taste in wrestling. It put a bad taste in people's mouths about wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's unfortunate it's happening with wrestling right now, because I mean, it happens in other places, genres too, like Hollywood.
Yeah, it happens in Hollywood, Yeah, it happens to a lot of media.
Yeah, but of course, wrestling is not right now the target again in this whole situation, and it's all because of the fucking Vince.
Yep.
Vince can't. Vince is a sick freak. That's what it is. He's a sick freak.
And as much criticism as Tony, people could criticize Tony Khan or whatever, and we've done our fair share too of doing it. So let's not make it as, you guys always defend Tony Khan and he never criticize him.
Not all the time.
No.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, can you really say, unless stuff comes out eventually about Tony Khan,
if Big Swole said.
Yeah.
It's not diverse enough.
But you can't say that Tony Khan has done to wrestlers what Vince has done to to wrestlers.
No, you cannot.
And
Yeah.
or just employees in general.
Yeah,
It's,
like,
it's not just the women's, it's the men's too.
yeah, the men. Yeah, it's been everybody. You know, he's done a lot of crazy stuff to everybody. You know, yeah, I still remember because I remember I saw a video of Vince getting interviewed by someone. It was probably 2003 around that time.
It was probably off the record or something like that. I think I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but I think that's what it was.
Yeah, pretty much he slapped the guy's papers off his hand.
Yeah, it was.
Because
it was. Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah,
off the record.
Yeah,
off the record.
He's like, he was like, oh no, he just slapped it.
I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with him?
Exactly.
It wasn't off the record. That was with Michael Landsberg. That wasn't. That
wasn't one. Oh,
no.
Okay.
Because
Vince been allowed those shows off the record.
It was one of the documentaries where they showed, they talked about how many deaths in the industry and stuff like that, and
yeah.
And then the guy was like, oh, all these guys, they worked for you, they busted their ass for you, blah, blah, blah. And there was just slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he freaking slapped the paper.
You could tell that something was wrong with this motherfucker.
He couldn't answer the question. That's why. So he used oaths of violence.
Let's see Vince slap papers out of somebody his size or bigger. Yeah, or maybe he would. I don't know, because Vince is crazy as fuck. But it would have been interesting to see if somebody that size would actually, if Vince were to actually slap the papers out of the dude, because. But that's just another example,
Mm-hmm.
But and on top of that, when he mentions the whole thing with the wrestlers dying on his watch, due to steroids and all, drug or talk about drug abuse and all, and this man is mocking that shit, like he doesn't give a shit. But then again, I heard from I don't know if you guys heard about this on Rene Dupree's podcast, Victor from the Ascension. He talked about how this man where this man doesn't understand why people are praising Brody Lee after he died. Basically didn't
I remember you sent a link to it.
Basically didn't give a shit that he didn't give a shit that Brody Lee died. That's basically what
because I remember you sent a link. Yeah, because I remember you sent a link to it. I didn't watch the video, but I saw you saw a link. That's crazy. He didn't care that freaking Luke Harper, Brody Lee passed away. Why is he getting a lot of praise? What, bro?
Yeah, because he's been seeing everyone here is praising Brody Lee for because they know the type of guy that he was, always a nice guy, always about his family and everything, and this man, I'm pretty sure he still has this in his mind that I don't get this guy, I don't know why he's and he was special about this guy, and he can't do a certain accent. A guy from Rochester, New York, is gonna speak Southern accent because he's got a long bushy beard.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. But at the same time, you expect that at this point with Vince, it's just shit like this.
Yeah. And you're wondering, and you're always wondering why I say, I don't care if this man drops dead. That's another example why.
There you
Now
go.
that this stuff is, coming out and stuff. Before we get to other stuff about the whole situation,
mm-hmm.
What do you guys think now after all this come out? Going back to the whole, Owen Hart situation.
Well,
it's a touchy thing, a touchy subject, but
Yeah, I know it is. Obviously, I heard me over the years about that whole thing. I heard recently from because you brought it up too, because when you bring that up, I read something about Bret Hart here. Bret Hart praised Vince McMahon for what he did for his career in the business, but at the same time, he's he found a hard time to respect Vince McMahon over the years, especially after what happened with Montreal Screwjob, and especially the whole Owen Hart thing, which I'll get to more of that later. And then um obviously how he was treating his family too, in the business afterwards. And basically, after hearing about all this, Bret Hart that basically saying that he's lost all respect of this man after all that. And he thinks back at about what happened with Owen Hart. Which we're gonna get more light on that too, which is Ashley Massaro as well.
Yeah.
But after the whole thing with Brett on getting screwed, and then he was gone. Bulldog and Anvil was gone. Owen Hart was the only one that was still there. Now Owen Hart could have maybe pay money too, but at the same time he wanted to save money because he wanted to leave wrestling behind and start a new life with his family. Obviously with him either be a teacher or a firefighter, whatever.
Yeah, I heard teacher. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and that's probably why he didn't want to. That's why he stuck around with the company. Just to make them as much money as he can until it was time for him to be gone. But then we all know what happened. He was forced to do the whole stunt by Vince McMahon
That he didn't want to do.
that he didn't want to do because he had fear of heights and he was nervous about it. And then we all know what happened there on that night that he died. They basically remove him, and they still continue to show knowing that he died.
Yeah.
And within some Martha, basically, in one request, even though, when they did the funeral, she was not expecting any TVs or cameras, to be there and all that, but there's not, she couldn't do from there. So she basically told Vince, in her request to not air this, at all. And what does Vince do? He aired it anyways.
Of course.
Because he thinks he's king shit because he has all the money he has. Do what the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously don't get me started about the interview. It tends to happen with Owen, where he told the woman, he didn't like the tone of her voice, and then talk about, well, I don't like that tone of yours. This is an unfortunate tragic event that happened. We lost someone, and all I could think about is is how angry I was, listening to him saying all that, and like he actually gives a shit about Owen Hart.
Yeah. And also, by the way, Vince Russo, like all these people, Jim Cornette and these other guys, done interviews about how much Owen didn't want to, go up there and do that, and then you got Vince Russo talk about, oh, there was no problems, like, dude, fuck off, like. So all these other people in the business, they said no, he didn't want to do it, but him saying, like, oh yeah, no problem, go up there, it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what upsets me about this too at all. But looking back at all that with Owen Hart, and it makes me. I mean, I've always talked about this before, but I always debate about it sometimes. But it makes me really. I even talked about this with my sister a few months ago about this. It tends to maybe Vince McMahon has something to do with Owen Hart's death. And again, that's one that I don't want to think about that. But at the same time, this is this we're talking about here. At the early that's come out about him. This is the only thing that hasn't come up on him yet about what if he has something to do with what happened with Owen Hart on that night. because the muse the thing that they muse was not meant for to carry any human being. It was basically one of those things it was a quick release. So that it's just ridiculous how that even happened. And the first people the first guys that worked those things, they basically told them that you cannot do not use that. It's not safe. It's not good um it's not gonna work in the way that you want it to work. And it was they want and they said to them that we'll do it for you guys, but with a low price. But we want to do it in a safe way, But they didn't want to do it. They want to do it on one of those quick release thing, and they went to some other people, and they charged they paid them for those. And I talked about before with those guys that hadn't had no clue what they were doing, no experience at all about what they did on there with Owen, and then as a result of it, unfortunately, he fell about 80 feet to his death.
Yep. Unfortunately. Every time I hear this story, with Owen Hart, it's just like, man, it could have been avoided. It could have been avoided.
It could have been avoided.
He could have been still here today. Even if he like you said, even if he retired, wrestling and been a teacher or whatever, he could have still been here today.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's the way I feel about right now with Ashley Massaro, which we'll get to more of that later.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always the same sad situation with Owen.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna say about this this subject about Owen Hart, Vince McMahon about what happened with Owen Hart during his final years with the business. Not only in my mind he killed the career of Owen Hart, but he also killed Owen Hart.
Yeah.
For even doing that stunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that's how I feel right now. If that ever comes out that he has something to do with this, yeah, it's then he should be locked up for that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. If this was intentional, yeah. It's just just a really hard subject,
Yeah.
Really hard subject. Really hard topic to talk about. So
it really is, man. Especially with me.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Ashley now.
Yeah. What's next now, Christian? I guess he's step away for a bit. I guess. I do want to say this though. Even though his name was never mentioned, went into the lawsuit that was filed with those 60 something pages, but pertains to a former UFC champion, former WWE champion, Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar. Boy, he's been suffering with this too, because
he's been removed from a lot of things.
He's been removed from a lot of things. Removed from for any plans for the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and possibly WrestleMania. At this point, if we can say this right now, yeah, he's definitely removed from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's removed from the WWE Supercard game, whatever that's supposed to be. I really don't care about that.
Yeah.
And apparently, he was also removed from the 4 years of WrestleMania edition cover or something like that.
Yeah, because he was in the cover originally, but ever since this whole thing came out, they pretty much took him out.
Yeah, and again, innocent until proven guilty, but that's why that's why they remove him, because he said some things about her as well, calling her the B word, and
there's some stuff that came out.
because there was some, I guess there was some text about that too and all about what was said about her. So, and the thing I heard about Brock Lesnar is that he's been removed from the WWE intro.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that like a picture of that. He got removed, and I think LA Knight actually replaced him. They show like a clip of
Yeah, I
LA
think
Knight.
so. Yeah, I think so.
So,
Yeah. But as of right now, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, I think he's I think until he's proven innocent, he's done.
Yeah, it's pretty much kind of like it's kind of reminding me of a little Ric Flair situation, because remember like Ric Flair, like he got they took away the woo, took away him for a minute. They eventually brought him back, but
yeah, they did.
But yeah, it just makes me wonder. Like, I agree. Like, innocent until proven guilty. But yeah, right now he's pretty much being erased right now.
Like, I don't get it, man. Like, you're married to, you're married to Sable. You would think like
with kids,
and you got kids too.
Yeah.
And you're agreeing to getting a piss video from another woman, like.
And think about this too. It was around the time that Brock Lesnar was gone from the company too. And they and they tried to renew him in 2021, and now, again, that was also part of that of what was said in this lawsuit paper. It pertains to that a former UFC champion, a former WWE champion was going to be brought back. They're trying to resign. And it was around that time where that this man was on a sex trafficking. This Janel Grant with other people that to get involved with. The whole thing where she was saying no, but it means yes. No means yes, and she's gonna take it and all that, and it was just some ridiculous things that Vince has is saying to take advantage of this poor woman. But yeah, but Brock Lesnar eventually they came back. And it makes you, and now you look back at that, it makes you do wonder. That's why Brock Lesnar came back, huh?
He messed himself up.
And also think about this too. When this man first retired, Brock Lesnar, he quit. He walked out.
Yeah, he wouldn't be gone.
And it took Vince McMahon to call him up, whatever, to convince him to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much.
And so
he didn't want to work for anybody but Vince. I guess we know why.
Yeah, it's very sus. He won't work for anyone except for Vince.
Yeah.
But it's very suspect and very unspectacle that Brock Lesnar will want to work under this man's leadership instead of anyone else. Especially how all this came up. So if this ends up being true with Brock Lesnar, then yeah, he's completely done with the business too.
Yeah. I mean, I really hope it ain't true. I hope it's not true.
I hope so, but we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, we gotta see. We gotta get more evidence. We gotta, just gotta see, what else comes up. So.
Yep.
Yeah, you think of all the money Brock made, it'd be like,
yeah,
this, no. I mean, I'm living good. I got all this money, and like, I got my wife and kids. Like, I don't got to be dealing with this shit. Like, you would think, but
yeah. Again, I hope it ain't true, but we just gotta wait and see.
But regardless, he no more mentions of Brock.
Nope.
He's removed from 2K14 24. Which is a shame, because for Brock Lesnar fans and who wanted to play him.
Well, I think I think if they did actually take him out the game, then yeah. But a part of me thinks like he's probably still being the game. They're just not going to advertise him. Like
I think he's still in the game, but he's not. But they're not advertising his character on TV basically.
Yeah, kind of like with the whole CM Punk thing, like in AEW, like when he got replaced in the cover,
Yeah.
and they weren't really advertising him, but he was still in the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that might happen, but we gotta wait and see.
But yeah, but yeah, we'll find out what happened with Brock Lesnar, if it does come out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the topics was going to be Ashley. What was going to be the other one, Robert?
Trying to remember. I know Ashley Massaro was one of them.
Yeah.
But
And then the whole Laurinaitis bullshit.
oh yeah, that's yeah, obviously that too. John Laurinaitis about John Laurinaitis saying that he's the victim in all this.
Shit.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm a victim.
Yeah, sure. You're
And then the other thing too,
laryngitis.
Yeah, I try to remember what else. Because obviously John Laurinaitis is going to be a big factor in this too. Because think about John Laurinaitis, when he was with the company as executive vice president of talent relations,
Mm-hmm.
And then also he wasn't that anymore because he was basically out of the company at that, or maybe he was maybe just like a producer or whatever. There was basically to keep things on the wraps because this man had got him involved in some things that that he wanted him to do, and to keep keep it between us and everything. And you'll be taken care of, and and sure enough, he ends up being come back and taking that position back away first got after Jim Ross, because Jim Ross got that position first of being vice president of television until he didn't get that anymore because they wanted John Laurinaitis to get that because he's young, he's got a blonde hair, a nice short cut hair, blonde, or something that Stephen Man was impressive about John Laurinaitis. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
But you also hear some stories about John Laurinaitis, that he does some crazy, some ridiculous shits too with the talents, and doesn't really give a shit about these talents at all. Period. He's just he's throwing his weight around of things for these guys to do. But that's one topic. But but pertains to John Laurinaitis, fetish of these catalogs that he looks up. Bringing like a Kelly, which she ends up being pretty decent in business. I always enjoyed Kelly. yeah. I always enjoyed Kelly, but
oh yeah, she's my favorite.
Yeah, over there she's improved. What she's done.
Mm-hmm.
But more so than Brie Bella, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Brie, yeah.
But the Bells were one of them too. They were all part of that catalog where John Laurinaitis brought in. You bring in all these women, pertains to your underwear or bikini, these type of things that you see on which is fine. You want to see those type of things, which is great. But
Yeah, I think
he has a weird obsession of all these women, to bring them into the business and then turn them into wrestlers, and then I'm pretty sure they want to have their own way with them too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So, and obviously when we get to Ashley Massaro thing, cause I found some things about her, with that works with Vince, which is fucking creepy. But yeah, but John Laurinaitis, he was basically kept was kept out in and out sometimes, and then to a point where finally he was his name got involved in all this, and that's why he ends up being a scapegoat for Vince McMahon, because this man was going to be the one in trouble. It was going to be John Laurinaitis. So who had to be on fire from this first? John Laurinaitis. So and now he's coming out with his lawyer, because we all knew this was going to come out eventually, and it was going to be a lot worse. And then now he's painting this picture of he's the victim in all this because because maybe not because of the Janel Grant thing, but because he knew something else was gonna come out pertains to Ashley Massaro, which we will get to that part. But at the same time, John Laurinaitis, you could have done something or said something during those times where you could have cleared your name from all this. Instead, you decided to go along with it. So if anyone is the victim of all this, is those women that were being taken advantage of in the company, not something like a Vince or people power yourself. You was not thinking about those people. You're thinking about yourselves and your images. So the whole thing of John Laurinaitis saying that he's a victim and all this, fuck that shit. And fucking put him on, put him in that position of being the victim of all this, because you was not the one being shit on the head or being pissed on like Janelle Grant was. You wasn't one who got raped, in Kuwait that Ashley Massaro gotten.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
But let me calm down. But that's all I want to say for that one. Anyone want to say something so I can calm down?
Him saying he's the victim, that's pretty much proving that Vince was pretty much guilty all the time. So, but yeah, it's
What I don't really believe the whole he's a victim thing. We would definitely need some evidence, for him to prove that. But as of right now, I don't know. Just
yeah,
I don't know. I've heard a lot of dirty stuff with John Laurinaitis. It's the point where I can't really believe it. Him being quote unquote the victim. So I don't know.
Yeah. Even with the littlest things like with John Laurinaitis and because we've heard Jim Cornette pretty much bury him and stuff like that.
rightfully so.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of sleazeballs in the wrestling business.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of shit. They're all a bunch of shitheads.
Yep. No pun intended.
But yeah, true to narcissist form. People who do the shitty things and then try to victimize themselves. So.
Yeah, never that guy. Never freaking Laryngitis sit there and say he's the victim. What were you the victim when freaking this Janelle Grant, poor Janelle Grant woman was being basically sex trafficked? Like really now.
Yeah, I was because I believe in people power. I would never do that.
Oh God.
Victim power. Like what?
Victim power.
Victim power. What the?
Wow. No, level 4. Victim power.
Yeah.
If you don't got it, get it.
Yeah, people power.
Oh God.
I was never as good as my brother.
Yo, what were your ammo?
Yeah.
By the way, I'll say this: Warrior Ammo is rolling in his grave of what his brother has been doing.
Yeah. Him and Hawk had done a shoe interview back in the day, and one of the things was brought up was about Vince doing some shit, like with Sean and. They were suspicious about certain people at the top, doing sexual favors for Vince. When you get close to them,
Makes me wonder too, by the way, the whole homosexual scandals, that also involve Pat Patterson and a few others, which by the way those that were involved with are no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
So That's a very sensitive subject to touch on as well.
Yeah, involving minors and stuff like that. It's like,
Oh,
Jeez.
it's just crazy. Like this motherfucker has been getting away with shit since the 80s. Since
Yeah.
for generations. All the people that he's fucked over, all the people that he's told, certain people when it comes to certain segments of shows, and all the perversion and just all these cheap feels that Vince would get, booking himself with all these women and stuff. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think back at the the whole thing with Jimmy Snuka, that he cover his murder, even though Vince McMahon didn't know what how that relationship was, but he did what he can to protect his top guy, was Jimmy Snuka. Jimmy Snuka was his top guy until he wasn't anymore, because because a lot of fans knew that he did murder his girlfriend, Nancy Argentino, and he got away with it all these years. So it resurfaced, where they was going to put it to trial, but it was at that time it was already too late because he was older. He he was basically had some type of cancer, and he was dying. He was in no state to be to be on trial, and then sure enough he passed away.
Yep.
it's kind of like karma.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And then and let's not forget when he raped the female referee, the first ever female referee, Rita.
Um,
And
yeah.
and Rita didn't want to say anything about it until her parents passed away, and when they did, that's when she came out. Yeah, like someone from from early '90s, that she was raped by Vince, and obviously Vince McMahon scaled away from that too. And then like around maybe 2006 or someone from 2008 maybe, Vince McMahon went to a tanning salon, and he harassed this woman who was working there, and she and she told people about it, and no, I guess no one either believed her or whatever, something like that. But he got away with that too.
Yeah. Vince got away with a lot of stuff, and I feel like this year really he got karma. Eventually karma does come, and it came. Yeah. Now he's pretty much gone from WWE. Now he's on trial. Um.
Yeah, this time he was forced to be out immediately.
Yeah. He had to be forced out. So yeah.
This ain't
Yeah,
this ain't a situation where oh yeah, you're gonna say you're retiring on that. No, this time and it took him this long to get rid of him, like the first time. This time it was, as soon as that came out, like 2 days later, gone.
Yep.
Yep. They took a they made it their mission to basically fool Vince, and for him to sign the contract, and to where he's not so invincible anymore, and then all of a sudden all this stuff comes out. Oop, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew he got caught. He got caught.
Yeah.
He knows what he did, and he's
And
no
during the
longer.
time, and during the time where on that week that WWE, making so much money, they have The Rock as a part of the board. He bought the trademark of his name, The Rock,
Mhm.
and Raw's gonna be moving to Netflix, which is gonna happen next year. They're making they're gonna make a whole lot. Basically, making some big business. The stock's going up, and everything. And then this come out, and they got to try to deviate that by get rid of him. But it's not going to go away anytime soon because there's still some they want to take this to trial by the way. I'm pretty sure Janelle Grant wants to take this to trial, and not take, not just take the money, but she probably wants to take this to trial, and put this heinous person behind bars, which I hope that ends up being the case. And while and you could also take you could also take John Laurinaitis along with you as well. I'm the victim of my ass. You could be a victim, right? In with the rest of those inmates in prison.
No boy. Yeah. Yeah, there's with that whole Netflix thing, like when this scandal came out, it was like basically I remember hearing I forget who it was, but I remember hearing something about like if that scandal thing, if that whole news broke like a week or so earlier, then that Netflix thing might not have ever happened.
Mm-hmm. That's why when it came to the Royal Rumble, Slim Jim was gonna was not gonna sponsor them, and there's some other sponsors that was gonna sponsor them too, unless they act fast about this whole thing with Vince, and sure enough they did, because especially Slim Jim, because Slim Jim has has been making them a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that's like their biggest sponsor, something like that.
Yeah, that's I can see why, because Vince McMahon wanted on that Slim Jim sponsor back in the 90s when Vince McMahon took that with him when he left. I'm pretty sure he was upset with that too. Not just that he left, and they went to WCW because is so butthurt and all that.
Yes,
and still to this day hold that as a grudge.
Of course,
because obviously he never let shit go. That's why McMahon never came back.
Yep.
All right, so you want to get to the Ashley
yeah
thing?
Yeah.
Oh man. Let me first say this. Let me clear my voice first. Wait. 1 moment. All right, let me clear something out here first. So, Ashley Massaro, it's unfortunate what happened with her in 2019. Especially not knowing why she was no longer in the company, and what she went through after her time in WWE. I remember when I first heard about her passing away. I believe that in the group chat at the time, I'm pretty sure it was Nick who shared that that article that came out of nowhere that Ashley Massaro had passed away, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. I thought in my mind she probably overdosed or something like that, but accidental, because she was on some type of drugs, during those times. I don't know what type of drugs she was on, but still. But then finding out that she didn't die from any of that, she died by killing herself. And like, oh fuck. And like, and I remember being upset at that, like, oh wow, will she do that to herself? Like, and again, not knowing what happened with her, during her time in WWE, and now learning everything that's happened, that on this whole WWE that claimed to be her bad experience in Kuwait, during the Tribute to the Troops show. She was drugged by someone from from the army base where that took advantage of her and raped her, and obviously there was nothing she couldn't do because she was all vulnerable in that state.
Jeez.
And obviously she told the company about it, and they didn't want anything to come out of it. Basically told her, keep things quiet, don't let one bad experience ruin what we got with this whole thing, however it was worded. and she had to live by that ever since. And obviously she told her then boyfriend at the time, Paul London, about it. And to a point where she in tears talking about this, because she never experienced something like that before. It was one of the most horrific experiences that she ever had in her entire life. And I remember also when she also had that concussion, and she was part of that concussion lawsuit at the time, where they told her when she had that concussion, when she was wrestling a match, and basically told her to suck it up. For someone who had a fucking concussion.
Ooh.
And I'm sorry, I know, and especially with CM Punk having that concussion too, and he also had concussions, wrestling, overseas, even in the Rumble as well, which was years ago. And I'm sorry, a Z pack is not gonna help either.
No.
Now I'm not sure that's what they used for Ashley Massaro at the time, but I don't know, and I don't know if that same doctor was there too, which I'm pretty sure he's not there no more, obviously, but then again, what kind of doctor are you if you couldn't tell what a fucking staph infection was?
Exactly.
And then look at me start with what happened with Emma. Here's an ice bag for your back, and then find out that she actually needed back surgery, moron.
Wow. What the?
Yeah, their healthcare there is just not good in WWE. Like they're like I don't know. It's just not.
And you would think WWE with their all that money they make,
Exactly.
they would get the best doctors. It's like nope.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they had the best doctor too, but he's in AW now. Dr.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
The irony.
Yeah.
He's a traitor. What the hell?
Oh, traitor. I mean, even before Dr. Sampson, there was another doctor there too as well. Who watched on TV news at times, even in the Hell in a Cell against Undertaker and Mankind from King of the Ring '98. He obviously had long hair, and I think he also knew martial arts too. I'm like, they had the best doctor there at the time, and he's not there. He's not there either. Now I don't know I don't know if he's still around. I don't know if he's if he still exists, but shout out to him too as well. I wish I remember his name though. But anyways, and then and actually before we get to all that too as well, it pertains to what was said after this whole thing about Ashley Massaro that's come back to resurface. Also, there was also some and it's one of my way. So Vince McMahon did not find anything special about Ashley Massaro when she first came in. Obviously, she was part of the Divas. She was part of that Divas search in 2005.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon didn't think anything of her, but at the same time, she won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I don't know it was because of the fans' votes or is WWE basically spinning the narrative of these votes, like they do before. No, that's no secret, obviously. But what makes you wonder, did she really earn that win, or was it for someone else that made it look like that she got the most vote? I don't know. Who knows? But she won, and obviously she wanted to be a wrestler because obviously she grew up as a wrestling fan. That's why she came to this this Diva search. So. Now, and here's the thing too. Even though I wasn't that big of a fan of Ashley Massaro's work at all, but doesn't take away how I feel about her. Thanks to her looks and all that. She's a beautiful woman and very attractive.
She was, yeah.
And she was, but Vince McMahon didn't think that at first until she ended up being on Playboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So it took for her to be on Playboy for Vince McMahon also to care about her, and then that's when Vince McMahon started to be a fucking creep, and basically harass her by sending her numerous text messages to her, and not only that, basically make her uncomfortable, and every time to also writing her own promos for to intentionally bury her of her character.
Wow.
So yeah, Ashley Massaro was not treated well in that company, especially to one of the biggest you know leaders of that company, in Vince McMahon at the time. And I was getting warmed up to her, by the way, during the time when she was being hyped up to face Melina at WrestleMania, and then that match ends up being the shits. Because
Yeah,
I
I
thought the build
remember
with
that.
yeah, I remember the build up was decent. It was playing of Melina, who was not a fan of Playboy, and she turned him down numerous of times. Because I know Melina is not that type of woman to do that type of things. And I don't blame her for that. But some women don't mind doing that, which is fine too. I don't blame her for that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I can understand Melina's point of view why she doesn't do those type of things. But um but so this means she has to judge people for doing that. But I digress. Um, but Ashley Massaro, man, it's just that she could have been a lot better. Especially when she was paired up with Paul London and Brian Kendrick when they were tag team champions at the time.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
I remember I was saying at the time. I thought that was a good pairing.
Yeah.
So basically, what tends to everything is being resurfaced with Ashley Massaro. It's because John Laurinaitis' lawyer brought this up. Pertains to they use that as a cover up for what happened with her with her being raped in Kuwait, when they had the opportunity to John Laurinaitis I'm talking about here, not had the opportunity to expose this, but he decided not to do so because he was protective of his own image and protective of his own his own position. That he didn't want to lose that position from this man because he think this man is so powerful with so much money, and because he's the boss that he felt like he couldn't get away with it, and he decided to play along with it, and the result of that, and Ash Mazzaro ends up being just depressed over the years after wrestling, and then everything else went to shit with her to the point that she took her own life. So in a way that not only this man killed her career in wrestling business, but also killed Ash Mazzaro as well.
Yeah, killed her spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, for what happened with Ash Mazzaro, because obviously she left behind her brother, who also no longer with us too, because he got killed, unfortunately. And leave behind her daughter, which I hope she's doing well, by the way. And also to the daughter Ash Mazzaro, I hope she is involved of this to help get justice for her mom for what happened with her. Because we need these two sons of bitches and this man and John Laurinaitis to be put behind bars for what happened. Not just what happened with Ash Mazzaro, but for other victims that someone we don't know of either, that could have helped put away on these guys a long time ago, and that includes Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like we not not to make this about the video we did, because we did do a video back in 2019 about the whole Ashley thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so crazy because I've been getting like more people. I mean, I was still getting comments over the years, from the video we did, but then after Vince, after all this shit came out about Grant and stuff, I started to get like a little bit more comments on the Ashley video that we did, and I will say this, like, it did make me think about when all this stuff came out, it did make me think about Ashley and what she went through, and for them to at the time to not address it, for them to say, hey, for just to let them know about, how fucked up that was, what happened with her, the fact that we had to wait until basically after she was dead to find out about all this, and it's sad that she didn't get the justice, that she didn't, there was no light at the end of the tunnel,
No.
No.
Yeah, and that's what's painful about all this with Ashley Massaro, because she would still be here to fight this this evil system of this evil machine and this man and John Laurinaitis for what happened with her over in Kuwait. And by the way, to those that did this to Ashley Massaro over in Kuwait, those armies that raped her, I hope they get almost coming to them too, if not so already. I hope they get theirs too.
Oh yeah, they can go burn in hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can burn of all internally in hell.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree.
But there's just more casualties, under Vince's watch. Not that particular situation, like when what actually was happening, but after the fact. For him to say, "Oh, don't let one bad experience be," like you, okay, let's put your daughter in that scenario. What would happen? What would happen? Let's see any other female in that situation and have the gall to say, "Oh, don't let one bad experience." That was rape. That happened.
Exactly.
That was traumatizing to the woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never forgotten it. Never will.
Nope. One bad experience. Get the hell out of here. Who else says it?
That's just gonna show you how much he doesn't care, how little he cares.
Nope. If it ain't about the money, or if it ain't about women, he don't care.
At the end of the day, he doesn't give a shit about the talents. He doesn't give a shit about what experience they had. And this also includes what happened in Saudi Arabia. With the whole thing of leaving his talents behind. And to the important talents with them. And then leaving them stranded. He even left Michael P.S. Hayes over there, which at the end of the day, fuck him too. But still, that racist piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's saying something when you even leave him behind. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. Like, you're gonna leave your own talent stranded in freaking Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
And obviously, he took Hogan, Flair, Brock, Braun. I think Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, they took them with them, and I think Kevin Dunn too as well, and then left the other ones there.
Wow. Yeah, that really shows how much he cares about his talent.
Yep.
All because the money that was not given wasn't enough, whatever. It's not that from Saudi Arabia, and then this man called the fee, whatever, and then that ended up being big issues. While the show was going on, by the way.
Wow.
Ridiculous, man. All from at the end of the day, all he cares about is fucking money. It's the money and power.
Yep.
Like, even after what happened over there, like he still continued to do business with them. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Minus the whole thing happened with that Washington Post journalist.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, Vince is just a sick human being. I don't think I can call him a human being.
No, he's not human. He's not a human being. No human being is like how this man is.
No.
He's he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, a fucking devil in disguise.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're the devil in the skies. Oh yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. All I gotta say is I hope karma, comes true for Vince.
I hope this goes to trial, and this time, the verdict from the jury will read guilty.
Yep.
I hope so. You can't get away with it this time, bro.
You're never too old to go to prison. I mean, look what happened on that look happened to that old mafia old man back in the 70s or whatever a decade it was that he got away with everything that he did, and then he ends up being put behind bars, and then he ends up getting killed by one of the inmates. And he was about maybe around his 80s when he got put away for all the heinous things he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're never too old to be put away in prison.
Yep.
Nope. You're never too old.
well, and as you guys know too, there were people questioning the Ashley story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a screenshot. I'm not going to showcase because I don't know how to on my phone, but I'm going to read what
Yeah.
the screenshot says. For all the doubters out there.
Okay.
WWE's upper management was aware of Ashley Massaro's rape incident in Kuwait. Claims from John Laurinaitis' lawyer.
Mm.
So they knew.
I'm innocent. People power.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what a victim you are, motherfucker! Like,
Yeah.
Of course they knew.
I didn't know.
yeah, when we talked about it, I mean, it was already news. Yeah, I mean, it was already like we already knew, So it's not shocking, but it's just more validation, just more proof.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a shame. But Vince being behind bars, that's all shit from his younger years, to now. To like, dude, to now, like, dude, like it's 70, almost 80 years old, and he's pulling stuff like this, or was pulling stuff like this.
Yep.
Almost 80. Sick.
Shit, his ass should have been a freaking retirement home somewhere.
Yeah, 78 by the way.
Yeah, so
soon to be 79, but I hope he doesn't make it to that year.
Yeah.
Again, I don't give a shit. That's how I feel about Vince McMahon over these years.
Yeah, I'm at that point. So it was like,
and even before this, whole story came out, man. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right to jail cell for the rest of his life, for the remainder of his life.
And by the way, shout out to Bret the Hitman Hart, because he's no longer respecting Vince.
Don't blame him.
All the stuff came out, and even he said that, you know what, he suspected that there's more people, or that there was more stories of stuff like this. So
I hope it comes out. You expose even more.
Yeah, I hope more stuff comes out. Especially I hope more comes out about what happened with Owen Hart. I really hope. I'm really hoping for that too.
yeah, after all this, man, like even before, because we did a video about Owen Hart, and that whole ordeal.
Especially my rant.
Yeah, like now more than ever, it's like you just wonder, like, certain things that happened over the years. It's like, did Vince have, involvement with certain situations? Unintentional deaths were actually intentional deaths. And again, you don't want to think that, but at the same time,
You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, hopefully Vince gets to just, I, honestly, like, taking this to court, like, honestly, like, what? First of all, he's over the hill. Oh, he's been over the hill for the longest time at this point. Like, do you guys see him winning this? Honestly, at this point,
I hope not.
Not this time.
Yeah, I hope not. He doesn't need to. He's freaking escaped, his wrongdoings in the past way too much.
Yeah, and then you got messages and shit like this. It was 68 pages worth.
Yeah, there's proof, there's evidence, so can't slip his way out of this one.
Yeah, and money ain't gonna solve problems anymore for this guy. He's been getting away for way too long with all the money he made.
Yeah, especially he's no longer in the power per se. They finally took it away from him.
Yep.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, he had no choice but to sell his stock.
Yep. So.
But as far as Ashley Massaro, we are so sorry what happened to you, and we hope that you have found peace after what happened after you took your life. We wish you were still here, and you could have been here to fight this this battle against this piece of shit who got away with it. So may Ashley Massaro rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's just sickening. Like, just people just want to make a living, just want to have a good life, and just people who want to do good, taken advantage of. It's just sickening.
Yeah.
It's just sick to me.
Also want to say this too. If Martha Hart didn't want to do the business before because of Vince McMahon, I just hope that now that he's no longer in the picture. Now at the end of the day, it's up to her if she wants to or not. But hopefully she can, trying to reconsider to do business with WWE, and for the company to finally to get back to acknowledging what Owen Hart used to be known for in the business of the WWE at the time. During the time, being the Rocket, the King of Hearts, 2-time Semi Award winner. Also tends to well, he's behind the scenes of being the king of pranksters. And there were a lot of stories of that, by the way. He was indeed a prankster. But what pertains to being multiple time champion, like Intercontinental, European tag team, just an innovator in the business.
2 Slammy Award winners, 2 times.
2 times, yeah. Just everything of the legacy that he built in that company.
Yeah.
He could finally be acknowledged into the to the WWE Hall of Fame. But again, it's up to her. But then again, she did bury the Hall of Fame. Saying that they don't even have a hallway of fame. But hopefully, with this man out of the picture now, that the company will could try to reach out to her and try to make amends and about this whole about what happened.
Yeah.
because of this piece of shit who didn't even didn't want to answer a simple request of the family's grieving at the time. Especially how this man handled the whole thing with Brian Pillman's passing too.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That right there was a low one of his low points too. I'll respect Otto Widow at the time, where she didn't want to be mentioned about the any drugs or whatever, something like that. And this man still did what he did.
Yep.
So so obviously this was the first time this happened, and Owen Hart was not the last. So if Martha Hart ever gets that reaching out by the company, she it should be and should be because they really want to work things out with her, and to really to help out the family and to for that legacy to be okay, because Owen Hart deserves that. He deserves that recognition in WWE.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Some people say that Owen Hart was better than Bret in the ring, and I can agree with that. Not saying Bret Hart, not saying Bret Hart wasn't doing for me. Of course he did. Bret Hart is better too, but Owen Hart was something different.
Yeah, Owen has some charisma too. He was entertaining on the mic too.
Yes, he was. And no, Mark Henry, Logan Paul does not wrestle like Owen Hart. Just want to say that.
Well,
I think he was saying like he was comparing looks. It's like he was still, man. What the fuck? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's why going compare his look. I mean, hell, you had some people saying that Kid Cash looked like Owen Hart, or Kane Dashwood looked like Owen Hart.
He's more like Owen Hart than fucking Logan Paul. Like,
but Logan Paul, I'm sorry, I don't see that either. What I see his face being compared is any other douchebags I see with chance a douchey look.
yeah, he definitely ain't the wrestler Owen Hart was. Not even close.
No.
Oh, fuck Logan Paul.
I seen some of his matches too, and no, nothing screams for me saying, yeah, oh my god, he wrestles just like Owen Hart. No, he doesn't.
Oh, fuck Logan Paul.
I seen some people that worked like Owen Hart. Tyson Kidd was one of them. Unfortunately, he doesn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah. All right, so any last thoughts? Because I think we're gonna go ahead and, unless Robert, you had any other things related to this.
All I can say is to Vince, deserves to die, not just to be in prison, but he deserves to die. So, and I got and obviously this news news is not going to be over yet with Vince McMahon because again this needs to be in trial. So eventually this story will come back up again, and who knows, maybe more story will come out of it. If any other women's from from the company, during those times will speak up about it too. Pertains to hit their experience with Vince. Obviously we heard from a few already, but unfortunately, with one of them is no longer with us, Ashley Massaro, which is unfortunate because she could have been she could still be here, to really may just go to court right away.
Absolutely. Yeah, she would have been a hell of a witness.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And again, I hope Ashley's daughter is doing well. Where she is right now, I hope she's doing well.
No, God bless. Yeah.
Yeah, all I can say is Vince, karma's coming for you, bro. Karma is coming.
Yeah, Vince McMahon for everything. Yeah, Vince McMahon for everything that he's done, everything that he's gotten away with, and that he's now getting exposed and being caught for. He deserves forever to rot in hell. I hope he gets put in prison and stays there for the rest of his miserable life. That's what he deserves.
Yeah, Vince has no chance in hell.
Nope.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this persona, Vince McMahon persona. He truly is who he is.
Yep. He portrays himself on freaking TV. Or has or did.
Yeah, the way that he portrays on TV is basically turning us on TV is that's how he really is. It's not just for show. It's who he really is.
Yeah.
Every show I picked up on that a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget when he went on TV and just mocking God, like
mocking God, saying the N-word.
And yeah, people could say, oh, it's all for show, but at the same time, with all this other shit that came out with Vince, I truly believe that he truly believes he's above the higher power.
Yep.
Yeah, he probably thinks he's a higher power, like McMahonism, yeah.
Probably thinks he is a higher power.
Oh yeah, remember that storyline?
Yep. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Again, it's a shame what's happened with not just with Graham, not only with Ashley, but with everyone else that had to be mistreated by this piece of shit. So.
Oh, and by the way, how funny too. By the way, pertains to his ban of everything that's happened. From his lawyer, also no longer being this man's lawyer, and then he ends up being out. And then with Kevin Dunn, where he could have just stick around to until WrestleMania, but he chose to immediately leave because makes me wonder if they also knew of this whole thing too.
Yeah, Kevin Dunn. He's one of the loyalists.
Yeah, one of Vince's boys. Pretty much.
Especially Ashley Massaro went to Kevin Dunn about doing that too. Makes me wonder if he was also coming up with things that he was doing.
That's a good possibility. He's as much of a stooge as fucking John Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So
He's no he comes across no one any better either. Forcing Jim Ross to go on air saying, "Well, Owen's dead, and you're on in 10, 9, and counting down for Jim Ross to give us the bad news, put him in that type of position, you know."
yeah, and JR he did it as professionally as he could, but at the same time, man,
he did.
oh, like, dude, a man literally dies, and he's still trying to be a controlling piece of garbage. Like,
It's like Owen Hart didn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, forget about canceling the show. And mind you, this is not even like a B level show. This is like a C level show. Like, over the edge.
Yeah,
They could have just canceled it, but no, like, the show must go on.
Yeah. Show must go on.
Yeah, it's not like a man just died. Nah. Well, let's just finish the show.
And again, over the years I kept bringing up the irony of the name of the pay-per-view based on what happened to Owen.
Yeah.
Before we end this, I don't know if you guys have seen comments, but you remember the Undertaker's intro promo at Over the Edge. When he was talking about how he's going to sacrifice Austin and this, that, and the other. Yeah. The way they presented the promo at Undertaker, he's one of the goats. Like that was a great promo from him, because he's one of the best ever.
Yeah.
But you think it was like his way of saying tonight's there actually literally is going to be a sacrifice, and something actually did happen where somebody actually died over the edge, literally.
Because think about it too. Obviously, because and I get it too. When Undertaker's character, what his character was going to a new direction where he's the Lord of Darkness, and he gathered a lot of followers, pertains to building this faction, the Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
And then bring in his symbol as basically the crucifix, someone. Like in Austin and whoever else, Vince McMahon was on that one point. It pertains to the Black Wedding.
Yeah.
And Undertaker ends up being on there, because I'd be awesome. Kind of one up on him, and it was and on that night on Over the Edge, it was going to be awesome. Putting that, to be once again to be the ultimate sacrifice, on that night. But then after happened with Owen, but again, the way you brought up, it makes you wonder too. Taste to that type of irony that Undertaker mentioned that. Just gonna be the ultimate sacrifice tonight. Not really too much into it, because you're thinking, the Austin's gonna be put on that crucifix symbol. But then we end up having someone who really did get sacrificed on that night, and makes you do wonder if that's how this man really again, that's another really don't want to think about. It's really a terrible subject to come across of it. At the end of the day, it's a life was taken from us too soon from Owen. And again, I just hope that if story does like that come out eventually, that if this man has something to do with that, I will still say to this day he's gonna burn in hell for eternity for this.
Yeah. When Undertaker specifically said, everything man is, it's to destroy, it could be found within his own heart. And like the way he said it, the way Taker said it was like, Owen Hart, you know, people were in comment sections, saying like, was this some kind of message, And it's not just with Owen. There's been many like things with certain wrestlers' deaths, like Ultimate Warrior being one of them, and of course Owen Hart,
Yeah.
With Warriors promo and stuff like that. Like, I mean, that's a whole different, like, different. Well, it's not. I wouldn't say different subject, but
Yeah.
And
I
one of
know.
those eerie things in wrestling.
Yeah. And I know Thomas. Thomas brought this up. Pertains to Ultimate Warrior's death came out out of nowhere after he made his return. That this man may have something to do with it. And I obviously if there was something of it, we will know of it. But again, not saying that's not true, but it could lead to something like that could happen. Because obviously there was no love relationship between Ultimate Warrior and Vince McMahon over the years. Obviously, because Ultimate Warrior did not even want to work with Vince. When he made his return again to the company, he wanted to work under with Linda McMahon, who's the CEO. That shows you right there that he didn't want nothing to do with Vince. Pertains to how he's being portrayed on TV. But that didn't stop him from doing interviews on TV with Vince.
And another thing too, I heard like Hogan say, even though it's coming from Hogan, he said Bubba Love Sponge's podcast about Vince being in love with Warrior. I'll just leave it at that, brother.
I mean, why would Vince want not to? Because the way look how Ultimate Warrior was built during that time.
Yeah.
He was fucking jacked to the gills.
Yeah, you know how Vince feels about Jack. Jack.
Yeah. Like it was about Jack then.
Yeah, so just a lot of weird stuff that's happened, over generations at this point. But I'm gonna leave it at that. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation about this topic, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Yep. Later.
Take care. Die, Vince, die.
Word life.